Good morning again from Feasterville, PA, USA.
USA West.
Yes.
Only we're actually in the East.
Yeah. You're from the West. I'm from the East, but representing here, yes, Team USA West and Europe. Quick turnarounds, as you know, under 20 seconds to Derby.
Yes. It's going to be a super quick one. Shall we rip through the rosters?
Sure.
For Team USA West, number 03, Dizzy Izzy. Number 063, Bumper Car. 100, M. Norberg. Number 17, Turbocharged. 18, Global Storming. 20 is Thrasher. 23, Afro Jamurai. 27, Lethal Ivy. 35, A. Dodd. 38, Pedal to the Metal. 411, M. Dysart. 5150, Alligator. 71, Sunny Days. And 79, Lil Regulate Her.
And for Team Europe, 01, TNT. 040, Violent Vilda. 070, E-Bomb. 11, Nutter. 20, Lily Blood. 2012, Salty Siggy. 2708, The Knacky Boy. 2711, Unigalaxy. 31, Mona Witch. 42, Fabulous. 6 is Chloe. 7, Killer Sushi. 72, Duracell. 808, Hasta La Vista. 888, New Limit.
All right, so we saw a barn burner with USA East versus Canada. Team Australia heavily. I was on the house call for that, right in front of Team Australia. It was very loud. They were very supportive of Team Canada.
Yes, a festive, fun atmosphere, and again, Derby all day in 30-minute periods. Seeding is being decided here first by number of wins, and then if a tie, aggregate points.
And our jammers to start off this jam for Team USA West will be Turbocharged, and Duracell will have the star for Team Europe.
And the key here, you want to be one of the top 2 seeds because they get byes tomorrow and will play 1 game fewer.
That's true. Tomorrow is a bracketed tournament. Should be fun and exciting. The 4 versus the 6 and the 3 and the 4 versus 5 and 3 versus 6 will play in to meet the 1 and the 2. And then that will determine our final 5th, 3rd, and 1st place games.
USA West versus Europe now, and Turbocharged with lead jam in the red, almost orangey, depending on your screen, and Europe in the yellow.
It is a lovely red, but yeah, I totally see orange as well when I'm, even with my own eyes looking down there, it's a little bit orange.
Just in case we play a red team such as Canada, which will happen as everybody plays everybody today.
USA West and East both have the blue and the red, so that's not going to be confusing at all for anyone watching from home. Wait, I saw the red team earlier and it was West. Well, that's how it's going to go. 1 point up for Global Storming.
And thank you for joining us also in the Twitch chat, as well as some activity on Twitter, JRDA_rocks.
Yes, Twixie HIH said, go Europe. Number 18, Global Storming. Jamming for the USA West, Salty Siggy for Team Europe. And Global Storming is your lead jammer. And hopping around the corner, collecting the first 5-point pass of the game.
And added to the one previously, 6 points. Now a spin several times. Good morning, and through on the initial pass, Salty Siggy.
I'm getting a little dizzy from that, all that spinning from Global Storming. Salty Siggy rolling around the corner, about to approach the pack. Global Storming calls off the jam. And we will leave it with a 10-point run.
And salute to all the viewers in Europe, a middle of Monday afternoon. If you're watching at work, we won't tell. And everyone else, just stay tuned.
So we got number 411, M. Dysart, on the jammer line for USA West. And that looks like number 270 or 2708, The Knacky Boy, jamming for Team Europe.
Dysart inside was left open for lead.
Large number of both the Team USA West and East members were here for the weekend for JRDA Championships. Dysart playing on the 2nd place female division team, Seattle Derby Brats, and also playing on the 3rd place open division team.
And good block out by Fabulous. Forced the recycle, but M. Dysart scoring again. And we have a penalty called on the Knacky Boy.
Yes, Nacky Boy cutting the track and then rolling the long way around. As Dysart now on the second scoring pass, and bump to the outside, but the skater that blocked her out, number 01 TNT, going to the ground, so Dysart back up and through.
And that was a 5-point pass.
Dysart swinging left and right and stepping through the middle. TNT giving chase well ahead of the pack. Not called for the out of play. Dysart calls off the jam.
USA West with the hot start here, 15 points, making it 26-0 in this 30-minute period. 4 penalties allowed, 1 timeout, or 4 penalties, and you're out, I should say, 3 allowed, and 1 timeout, 1 official review per period.
So on the power start, we will have turbocharged as the Nacky Boys still standing in the penalty box. And turbocharged up the inside. Turbocharged also with the third place open division team, Mob City Misfits.
Right you are. We've seen many of these USA skaters this weekend for JRDA championships, and there's a jump in the straightaway. Doesn't really qualify as an apex jump, but landed it nonetheless.
It's almost more pretty when he jumps up the middle star pass, or at least the star has been removed by the Nacky Boy. Nacky Boy forced out of bounds by number 27, that's Lethal Ivy. And now trying to pass it forward, the pivot, number 04.
Swing by Monowich at the end of the jam, but jam completed, or pass completed. 15, let's see.
Did he get 4 points, or is that it? I think it was 15. Sometimes hard to tell from the rest, but I'm seeing 15 on the board. So
okay, 15-point
we'll
stands for now. 41-0, 25 minutes in the period.
All right, Dizzy Izzy set to jam for Team USA West. And number 888, No Limit, jamming for Team Europe.
Izzy with the lead.
Dizzy Izzy through on the first scoring pass, 5 points up. As 888, No Limit clears the pack. USA West now swooping forward. Dizzy Izzy calls off the jam. Bit of a collision at the back. 2 points up for Team USA West. And we'll wait for the East score. And 0 for Europe, so 49-0 now our score. As M. Dysart returns with the star for Team USA West, and number 7, Killer Sushi, jamming for Team Europe.
And a multiplayer block called, which number 38 goes pedal to the metal, the far away to the penalty box. Force a habit.
Killer Sushi has cleared the pack. Dysart collects the points, calls off the jam, 4-0 run.
And West coaches rather loudly and forcefully say, call that jam.
Well, they got 4 of the coaches for the West now, so they can yell all in unison and very loudly. And interestingly, they're all positioned in the team box. None of them off in the offside.
Turbocharged set to jam. And Turbocharged foremost jammer and now lead jam. Took about 9 seconds.
We got another multiplayer block for Team Europe, thinning their pack down. Their jammer number 2012, Salty Siggy. It's Turbocharged quickly through with 5.
And swing there just past 808, Hasta La Vista. Applaud the effort.
Yeah, it's only 2 blockers on the track right now for Team Europe, and that's a tough charge anytime.
Right. But positioning, good positioning nonetheless. But still 15 points scored by USA West, 68-0, 22-20 in the period.
And Team USA West, we saw with East tended to run much longer jams, and West is going, they haven't gone over 3 passes. So get 3, call it off. Maybe I don't know, the Team USA West roster is fairly large, so I think there may be multiple jams, get more people in.
Question from Juke, has Europe earned lead jam yet? No, they have not. And as Logan Childs has pointed out earlier in the weekend, you control the lead jam and you can control the game.
However, do have a jammer out.
Yes. Duracell threw the pack about a half lap to reach the pack. However, jam was called.
Yes, Dizzy Izzy grabbing lead and grabbing the points. I believe that was a 4-point run, taking us to 74-0. And we now back with M. Dysart, number 411, jamming for Team USA West. And number 7, that is Killer Sushi with the star for Team Europe. Team USA West, no jammer penalties to this point in the game. We have had 2 penalties on jammers from Team Europe.
And lead jam Europe, there you go, Killer Sushi.
Killer Sushi out first, Dysart giving chase as Team USA with a 4-2 advantage in the pack. But
will it be worth playing out? Let's see. Oh, what a big block! Both jammers.
And Dysart slow to get up.
Forearm called, I believe, and that will go against a USA blocker 23, Afro Jammerai.
And Dysart kind of catching the, getting caught up in the mix as the Europe jammer was blocked back and she kind of collided in the back.
Right.
Now sitting down, and we've got our fine medical crew coming out to check. So that is our first lead jammer for Team Europe, and also our first points. Europe picking up 3 as Killer Sushi grabbing those 3. Looking ahead to the rest of, or the next game on this track, we will have Team Great Britain taking on Team Australia. Australia fans, very loud. Mainly because they were sitting right behind where I was at the last game. I haven't heard Team Great Britain, but I'm guessing they will be loud, but we'll have to wait and see as that next game rolls out. On our Twitch stream chat, Master Killer is so lost. Well, you found the Twitch stream of this game, so you're at least a little bit closer.
And thank you for watching Derby for the first time. I'll assume that's what you mean. We'll explain it as it goes along. But yes, watch the jammers with the stars on their helmets because they're the ones scoring the points. And after that first lap through, scoring 1 point on each opposing skater they pass. Offense and defense happening at the same time.
First jammer to clear the pack legally, passing all the skaters, is the lead jammer. And they have the power of time and space. They can stop the jam at any time. If they don't, the jam will run 2 minutes. Or if they pick up a penalty, they will lose lead, and therefore the jam will run for 2 minutes. Europe is calling for an official review. They do get 1 official review for each game. Now, as in other sports, the coaches can request a review of a penalty, either one that they wish to have called or one that was called that they don't think should have been. The referees will discuss. If the coach's request is upheld, they retain their official review. If the call as it stood stands, they will lose their official review.
And currently, as it stands, 1 blocker per team in the penalty box.
Penalties are 30 seconds in the roller derby world. They will sit for 20. Then the penalty timers tell them to stand. They stand. 10 seconds after that, they are released. On the jammer side, more clarification for Master Killer, who we're hoping is the one that was lost and anyone else out there. If a jammer is in the penalty box and the other jammer is sent on a penalty, the jammer that's already in the box is released early, and the incoming jammer has to sit for as long as the previous jammer sat. No, this game is not Great Britain versus Australia. This game is USA West versus Europe. Great Britain, yes, again, as Lottie of the Berry says. Great Britain, Australia coming up next.
Right you are, followed by USA East and Europe at 11:24 Eastern time, which will be, let's see, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 6 teams, so starting at 11:24 we start repeating as the round robin continues.
And I think there may be a bit of confusion because I think that the Twitch schedule is not matching up with the schedule in the printed program, which I think they're actually going for.
Well, let's see, 10:36.
Anyway,
either
in any
way,
case, that's the order of the games.
Things are going right. They're going to be in the same order, and things are going to keep moving here on this track. Let's hope, because total nonstop action like you've never seen before in a round robin, 30-minute periods, and teams come on to skate almost ready almost immediately, as they do have a warm-up track behind us, which was used earlier in the JRDA tournament for the Open Division.
And we will point out that we are these games, or the schedule is being put out in Eastern Daylight Time. So if you're in a country or an area where you don't make the change between standard and daylight, all bets are off. I have no idea what time it is anywhere. I barely know what time it is here. Official review continuing as the referees are now discussing. The coach is having an amiable, I hope, chat in the middle.
It's currently just after 2 o'clock GMT, so add 4 hours to get GMT, add 4 hours to Eastern Time.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Google. Excellent work, Stan.
Well, here in the United States, we have 4 time zones, Eastern to Pacific, East to West, and even then, you would think when we went to, or at least when I went to championships in Colorado, going to the Mountain Time Zone from Eastern, I almost had a little, I won't say jet lag, but just thinking about it, how the sun comes up 2 hours sooner and goes down 2 hours sooner.
Exactly, and then you got Australia coming halfway across the world. They've been in the country for a while though, so they are recovering.
Right. Many of these skaters were here watching the JRDA championships. They were selling merchandise to help fund these trips.
All right, it sounds like they were requesting a backblock penalty be assessed to the USA West jammer on that. However, it sounds like the determination was that the impact was led by the penalty block forward by number 23. Therefore, the no call stands. And the Team Europe has used their official review. And we're back underway with Turbocharged jamming against TNT, and Turbocharged lead jammer and through quickly for 5 points.
And scoring continues on the inside. No.
Almost. Almost, but not quite. TNT was able to get out on the outside, and Turbocharged locked down on that jump of the apex.
Shelly Chancey-RD pointing out, I forgot to mention the Alaskan and Hawaiian time zones. Yeah, I don't want to neglect our 2 non-contiguous states that would technically be part of Team USA West.
They would, and let's not even mention Arizona, where they don't do daylight time. I have a sister that lives there, and it always confuses me.
Look, just leave Twitch on, and
you'll be fine.
Pull the knob off. All right, there we go. Global Storming lead jam over Duracell.
And Global Storming backwards quickly through the pack for 5 points. Duracell stumbling up the outside to clear the pack as well. Global Storming airborne. Calls off the jam while sliding across the track. So a 14-point, or that's a 9, sorry. I was giving him an extra pass just because of the landing, I suppose. That takes us to 88-3.
No Jam Storella style points in International Roller Derby.
There really should, though. Someone should propose that as an upcoming rule change.
Referee on the floor was checking the position of one of the skaters' wheels over that line. It was not over the line. Everyone moved back for a scrum start, and Dizzy Easy with lead jam, but it's a race.
Yes, no limit jamming for Team Europe. Quickly through and forces the call off, our first, I believe, scoreless jam for Team USA West. Or our first scoreless jam on both sides. That's right. We had the 3-0, where Team Europe grabbed lead earlier.
There was some recognition on Twitch earlier for Zebroer, the outside pack ref. Almost a look-alike of Legs Are Us, those of you familiar with Legs Are Us. And Turbocharge set to jam. And Earns lead, 6 to landing.
That was a quick hop. And that is number 2012 Salty Stiggy jamming for Team Europe. Stiggy star in hand.
And yeah, Salty Stiggy showing the star because the referee can say show the star, but it is in hand.
And looking to pass, I believe, to TNT. TNT wearing the pivot stripe. The jammer can remove the star and pass it to the pivot, and only to the pivot, as long as they're both standing up and in play. And I believe that did count as standing up, because Salty Stiggy was about to go down, but got it released before the fall.
It was awfully close, but yes, 0-1 TNT, jammer of record.
Meanwhile, Turbocharge through for a total of 19 points thus far, and working on another, playing a little defense, but both jammers going to the ground. No, I thought there was a call off, but no. Turbocharge backing through the pack and continuing to run, and a cut track called on.
That is
number
TNT.
72 TNT, or 0-1 TNT, that's right.
And one blocker, that is 31, Monowitz returning to play.
So Turbocharge now at 29 points on the jam. As I had said earlier, USA West was running short. Now they're running long, and Turbocharge calls off the jam, freezing TNT in the penalty box.
And playing the long game to almost perfection, 34 points scored in that jam. I think that's a record.
There's a record for this game, certainly. They had a larger in the previous game from USA East. Those two teams, by the way, USA West and East, meet in our final game of the round robin today, scheduled for 8:12 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see how we're doing on the time.
Notice how they saved that for last.
Yes. It was, I think they were all like, let's get them tired first, and then we'll play that game.
Yeah. TNT standing.
And this is number 20, Thrasher, jamming for the first time for Team USA.
TNT back in play.
And Thrasher being held very well. Team Europe bringing the defense on this jam, as Worthy doing a little one-on-one jamming or blocking against TNT. TNT forced out of bounds again, and Worthy once again holding on. And finally, Thrasher is out the front.
Worthy, part of the JRTA champion Diamond City Miners, and a big block up front. But able to recover was TNT, and swinging back inbounds. The skater took him out, was out of bounds, or down rather.
That was Alligator, number 5150 on that. Oh, and I've been corrected. That is Bumper Car. My apologies. I didn't watch the Open Division much, and so I had written down Worthy earlier about something else. But no, it is in fact Bumper Car playing the blocking. See, if I'd waited until he came around and I could see the shirt.
Big block, jammer down a little. Oh, does recover.
Yep. Just a little it's been bumped and now recovered and heading to the penalty box. And we bring the jam to a close. 15 points up for Thrasher of USA West. Takes us to 137-3. And Mickey Dysart back on the jammer line for Team USA West for the first time since the injury. She had to sit for 3 jams. And we have got number 01 TNT beginning the second jam in a row in the penalty box.
Lead jam Dysart, and quietly the jammer referees and the officials have switched places, this being the second half of the period.
And out of play, or a back block perhaps being called on Global Storming. So that will thin out the Team USA West defense, but 5 points up for Dysart. And Dysart swinging back in as TNT out of the penalty box, star in hand, looking to pass it off to the pivot, waving it up like, hey, will you come get this, please?
European pivot bridging for that rather extended form of defense. 4 points scored.
And Dysart now in on a third scoring pass as TNT still working to get the star up, but Team USA West not allowing it. Global Storming out of the penalty box as the pivot for Team USA, Little Regulator, heads to the penalty box.
Right, out of play there, looking for a track cut, but was out of play.
And Dysart clearing one more time for 5 as the star pass is complete. And out the front is your pivot turned jammer. That's number 7, Killer Sushi.
Global Storming in the penalty box. 2 blockers in the box for USA West.
And Dysart reporting to the penalty box as well.
Oh boy, so we will have a power start forthcoming for Europe following the conclusion of this jam.
Yes, it's the jam clock under 30 seconds when Dysart sat. The penalty time starts when the seat hits the chair.
And again, maintaining a blocker in the penalty box. Global Storming standing.
So 2 blockers on the track to start the next jam.
Of note, Europe scored 4 points, making it 7 points, 14-7. That's 7 for USA West.
All right, 151-7 now. And we will start off our next jam on the power start. And we'll catch the number as she comes around. As they come around, we have got number 888.
No limit.
888, no limit with the star and lead jammer. Second lead jam of the game for Team
Oh,
Europe.
look at that. That's a record for the day as far as height and distance on a jump.
And a high-scoring jam so far for Team Europe with that 5-point pass as Dysart now out of the penalty box and re-engaged. Both jammers forced to the out of bounds and recycling back as everybody goes in the counterclockwise anti-derby direction.
Can we say Australian direction? No.
No, we can't say
Okay.
that. That's not allowed. Australia skates in the correct direction just like everyone else. There's no Coriolis effect in roller derby.
That's what I was going for. Multiplayer block called.
And Dysart is through with 4 points for Team USA West. No limit, forced to the inside again. And they have to recycle behind the pack as Dysart clears on a second scoring pass.
Okay, 45 seconds to go in the jam. No limit is the lead jammer.
And no limit bumped and taken to the ground. I don't believe no limit called the jam off. I do see 3 points up, so that is our high score jam for Team Europe with 8.
Now, if the jam was called on No Limit's behalf, if No Limit called off the jam, then we'll continue and roster as normal. If the jam was called on No Limit's behalf, then No Limit will sit out the next 3 jams at least for safety.
Yes, and the word from our esteemed producer, Defnella, is that it was in fact called for the injury. Prior to this jam, all the 7 points for Team Europe were scored by Killer Sushi, but now No Limit has topped that with 8.
And we have some Twitter shout-outs, including those in French. Thank you for watching today, and pass along word to everyone. The JRDA World Cup is in effect all day long, 30-minute periods, and that will determine seeding for all the games tomorrow, including the championship games. The top 2 teams after today, victory-wise, will receive a bye. If there is a tie, then it will be determined by total number of points scored throughout the day.
An official timeout called, or continues. as the injured skater has rolled back off the track.
The official timeout, of course, is for an injury.
The initial official timeout was for the injury. Now I think the referees are discussing, and the teams are huddling up.
Right, more, and they're saying play on. Many times with an injury timeout, once the injured skater is tended to, then the coaches, one or both of the coaches, might want to discuss the impact or if any penalty was accrued.
And further, the medics did take the skater off the track. We have to wait for one of the medics to be back and paying attention to the game.
That also, yes, cannot continue without a medic on the ready.
So until that medic was ready, we were not able to start. Now we've got number 03, Dizzy Izzy, jamming for Team USA West. And out and lead jammer is number 31 for Team Europe. That is Monowich. And 2 straight lead jammers for Team Europe.
Monowich bumps into the pivot, who is headed to the penalty box. Defense up here in the back, 3, and recycling back. However, USA West jammer through on the initial pass. Monowich scores and has about a half lap distance between these skaters.
That is indeed the truth. Monowich swinging through as Dizzy Izzy picking up 4 points on the pass. Pack speeding up. And Monowich back engaged. Dizzy Izzy approaching.
Monowich was looking for a signal to call off the jam, did not, or was not given that signal.
No, was not, and taken down to the track. And Monowich now has lost the cap. Did not take it off. It was just knocked off. If the helmet cover for the jammer is knocked off, totally allowed to maintain lead jammer and call off the jam. If they pull it off themselves, then you are no longer lead jammer. But a 4-9 jam steal for Team USA West, but still 2 straight lead jammers for Team Europe, and Team Europe at 20.
And for both sides, again, it is worth scoring as many points as possible, as if there is a tie with seeding, the total points scored for the day will prevail. And a little hop on the inside, lead jam for number 17, Turbocharged.
And that is TNT jamming for Team Europe, as Team Europe thinned out by a forearm penalty to one of the blockers. Turbocharged hops over the corner, grabs a quick 5 points.
Another forearm call, and this will be on the pivot for USA West. And the pivot, number 79, Little Regulator.
We're down to 7 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the game as Turbocharged with a hop over the corner, picking up a second 5-point pass and a star pass on the Team Europe side, handing off to number 7, Killer Sushi. And Turbocharged calls off the jam, saying 15 points is enough for this run, 184-21.
15 unanswered points, and that is the key. The defense we're seeing here definitely on point. Not as much of a defensive game, a blockers game, as what we had in the tournament, especially on the female track Saturday. Nonetheless, M. Dysert jams against Duracell, and Dysert with lead, but Duracell does complete the initial pass.
And only 2 blockers on the track for Team USA to start that jam. USA West back to 3 as Little Regulator released, but Duracell hopping through quickly.
Spins again. Stayed in bounds, though, as continuing to score. There we go, scoring.
And Dysert calls off the jam, but does give up 4. A 4-4 run, and we have an official review being called.
USA West uses their official review. You get 1 official review in these 30-minute periods, but if you retain the official review, you may use it again. You can also at any time use the official review as an extra timeout.
That is true. Team Europe used their official review earlier on and did not retain, as they did not win their challenge. So we are now sitting at 25 Team Europe, 188 Team USA.
Cowbells are already out.
Oh, the cowbells are always out. Can never not have cowbells going on.
Do you want more cowbell?
So big thanks for WFTDA.tv. We are watching live, as you know, on Twitch TV/WFTDA. But if you want more roller derby and you're looking for some adult roller derby, we've got that coming up as well. The 2018 WFTDA Continental Cup streamed live on WFTDA.tv. We start with the North America East Cup coming from Kalamazoo, Michigan. That will be August 17th through 19th, hosted by the Kalamazoo Derby Darlings. We then head a little west and a little south to Omaha, Nebraska for North America West, the 2018 Continental Cup hosted by Omaha Roller Girls. That is August 24th through 26th. And the final Continental Cup heading over the pond to Europe, hosted by the Birmingham Blitz Dames. That will be October 27th through 28th. Your watch passes for all of that will go on sale July 31st. Stay tuned. Check out WFTDA.tv for the Continental Cups to tell you about the international playoffs if we have another break. And if not, someone will pick that up in the next game. But you are watching the 2018 Junior Roller Derby Association World Cup live on twitch.tv/WFTDA. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Following this game will be Great Britain versus Australia. It'll be the first time we've seen both of those teams, Great Britain and Australia. Then after that, we start reshuffling again as USA East will meet Europe, Canada with USA West, and USA East versus Australia. That will be the next set. Then at 1:48 Eastern Time.
All right, so the result of the official review is in. Team USA West was asking for that a track cut be assessed to the Team Europe jammer, and that was in fact assessed, and they retain their review and a power start for Global Storming.
It is not often an official review is won, but with all that happens on that track, and the referees, of course, with the best vantage points and lots of rules to discuss and interpret, then sometimes it is worth bringing up if you think you see something.
Global Storming through on a second pass for 10 points now as the Jammer Duracell released from the penalty box. Global Storming whipping around the side.
And spun on the floor, too, for that.
He almost put it into a breakdance and backspin there, but not quite.
And Duracell through the pass. But the jam is called.
Yep. Global Storming wanting that final pass around. Grabs the last 5 points. And 0 again for Team Europe. So that takes us to 2:03. Team USA West, Europe at 25. We've got a little over 5 minutes to go in the game. Both teams at full strength now.
Dizzy Izzy and
2708, the Nacky Boy, I believe, jamming against Dizzy Izzy.
stepping over a down skater took a few seconds.
The Nacky Boy jammed back in jam number 3, and now back out with the star. As they are recycled back behind the pack as Dizzy Izzy with one skater to beat. Tripped up and goes down, but is forced out and called on the low block penalty. So powered jam for Team Europe and a full 2-minute jam for all of us as Dizzy Izzy losing lead in the power over space and time with that penalty. And the Nacky Boy now with the star in hand looking perhaps to pass, and that's going to be an illegal star pass as the Nacky Boy's foot was out of bounds.
Oh.
So while 31 Monowich has the star in hand, she's not the jammer and is also well out of position. Has to skate back to the pack. Like, sorry, you're not really the jammer. What does she do? She drops it. That's fine. The jammer can pick it up on the way out of the penalty box. So power jam as the Nacky Boy sat. Dizzy Izzy released. And Dizzy Izzy through with 4 points on that initial pass. Now rolling through for a second scoring pass and collecting 5. The Nacky Boy back out of the penalty box and grabs the star on the way past.
And is the jammer. Well, has to put it on first, but
yes,
is the
indeed.
jammer.
Is still the jammer and still on an initial pass. Jammers have to clear the pack once before they can start scoring points. And if you're given a penalty on that pass, you got to do it all again.
And if you haven't watched Derby in a while, we should point out that jammers and, all skate. She's okay. You didn't see that on camera, but
getting a shoulder and then just rolling around on the ground like I'm down here anyway. Might as well have some fun.
Yeah, jam's over. Skaters are able to correct themselves from a sure track cut if they notice in time and correct and then go back. Anything like that would have been a sure track cut in years past, but in recent times, that is not the case.
Set to jam for the first time for Team Europe on this jam will be Chloe up against M. Dysert. But we've got a...
See if we see another...
not another official review. I thought maybe Team USA West was going to do that, but...
Let's see another...
You do see a timeout being signaled.
Beautiful arabesque by one of the jammers coming up as we're seeing quite the physical game here.
Our jam timer is conferring with the scoreboard operator right now. I think they're going to adjust the clock slightly as we finish off this official review. Showing 2:30 on the clock right now. And it doesn't look like that has been adjusted, so if there was an adjustment to make, it has been made. We will now reset.
Jammers jockeying for position as long as they don't engage each other before the whistle.
Oh, swinging through.
Lead jam number 6, Chloe.
Chloe first time jamming, and lead Dysert hung up and finally works out the back as Team USA West with only 2 blockers on the track.
There is a Sante Cute on the E in Chloe. Is it Chloe? Either way,
there's 4 points on the board, and that's really what matters. Oh, make that 5 points on the board.
5-point pass for lapping the jammer.
Dysert also clear with 4 as Chloe bumped out of bounds and rolled back. Little Regulator and Boxcar teaming up on that bump, both on the Diamond City team. 4 points up for Dysert. And Chloe bumped to the infield and looking like Boxcar being sent to the penalty box.
Illegal contact. And Pivot looking for a cut, and you see the correction there in time.
Yes, a third pass for Dysert, getting 5 points up on the board, and a hop over the hip of number 11, Nutter, to land safely with a second 5, fourth pass total, 18 on the jam, 18-5. And Dysert ducking low on this run through.
1 minute to go in the period, 30 seconds in the jam.
And Chloe still held at the back of the pack as number 71 for Team USA West, Sunny Days, was holding on. And a cut track penalty called on Chloe. So a power jam for Team USA West with 11 seconds remaining in this jam. And they will have a power start at the beginning of the next jam if we get to it.
They would have to call a timeout
that
for another jam to come off.
Dysert is through with 28 total, taking Team USA West to 244. Europe with 9 total on that jam at 34. So Team Europe coming in strong. And there is some discussion, but no official timeout. Oh, it looks like Chloe is being released from the penalty box. But time appears to have expired. I didn't see the clock stop. There was no team timeout, and I don't believe there was an official timeout either. That I'm seeing a wave off of the jam from the jam timer, and that is our. I believe that's our game. She hasn't blown the whistle yet. We'll wait.
30, yeah. Nonetheless, the USA West winning this period. 33 points scored to 9 for Europe. Every point counts in the form of breaking a tie if necessary for the seeding that we'll see tomorrow.
Exactly. So USA West and USA East both with 1 win. Team Canada and Team Europe both with 1 lose. We are moving on. Next up on this track, Great Britain. I act like there's a second track. There's a warm-up track, but we're not actually showing anything on
Right.
there. Maybe we should set up a static camera. Team Great Britain.
I see somebody.
Team Great Britain taking on Team Australia in our next game.
After that, the teams will start repeating. We have 6 teams, number 5 and 6, so to speak, in the first draw will play, and then continuing on 30 minutes throughout the day. So stay tuned right here on Twitch.